like they say, 80% of the game is mental, 20% is physical. So a lot of it's in your head, and if I fumble, it's just, "Okay, well, next play." Can't be mad at anybody else but yourself when you mess up. I like to apologize to the offense and say, "My bad, y'all, but we're gonna get it next time." And a lot of the times, you get a great response from them because, hey, you're a leader on the team, and even you can fail, and then you can take accountability for your failure. So, I feel like that brings the squad together, and then they just wanna go out that next drive and score a touchdown.
He's a record-breaking football player from Reed High School, a Division I running back in Nevada, and a man who embraces challenges. Bronwyn Rios, you just became a father. Everyone sees the athlete, but how do you feel to now be a student, athlete, and father?
Personally, I think that it's a blessing. I feel great to even be given the opportunity, and I feel like that's all you can really do. There's a lot of negatives that can creep into your head, but you have to shut those up, and you have to realize that you have to go to college and get your degree. You have to be a great father. You have to go out and do your best on that field and in those practices, and you have to apply yourself on all those spaces. So I feel like I'm very optimistic on my own situation.
Where do you think that optimism came from originally?
Definitely my parents. So growing up, we didn't have much money. We had gotten a house after the market crash. So we had a pretty nice house when I was growing up from probably the ages of 4 to 11. But once we weren't able to pay our mortgage and my grandpa has multiple sclerosis, so wanted to move with him to help out with his MS because it's a really sad disease that stops the brain and the muscles from communicating and the muscles dwindle down. We wanted to move closer to him, closer to my family to, aid him in his journey with his disease. So we did that, and, I wouldn't say that it was the easiest, especially for my parents. It was very tough. My dad was working 12-hour, 13-hour shifts in the oil fields, and my mom was dealing with, um, 4 boys, but they loved us, and I saw that every single day. It doesn't matter how their day went. My dad covered in oil, covered in mud. My mom, she's mentally exhausted dealing with 4 boys all day, but they never talked down on themselves around us. They never limited any of us, and, they just told us that we have the potential to do anything we want with our lives. So I feel like that's where all the optimism comes in, is definitely because my parents and, just my family. I mean, it's a whole unit, and it takes a village, and seeing every single one of those people, in good spirits really helps me believe that everything will work out in the end.
You seem very connected with your family, and you said you chose Nevada so your family, which includes those 3 younger brothers, could see you play. Do you feel like it's harder to have a bad day because they're watching your every move?
Yeah, of course. I feel like it's really hard to have any sort of bad day if you have a bad practice or maybe you didn't do as well as you wanted to in a meeting room. Maybe in class you had a bad grade or something, but then they're always right there. I mean, my family is my greatest supporter, like ever. They support and with everything I do, right or wrong, they'll be able to support that and they'll be able to help me out when it comes to that. But yeah, back to your question, definitely helps to have them so close. And but if I wanted to see them, I could just go right down the street. It's an 8-minute drive, to get to my family. It's definitely really hard to have bad days when you have people like that around you.
Being a father and being an older brother, what do you think are the main lessons you would want them to take away from your playing career?
From football specifically, I don't expect my brothers to do anything, follow my footsteps, or I do expect them to see the discipline that I have, the work ethic, and the ability to balance all of these things. I want them to take that aspect and realize that it's very possible to do whatever you want and do some of those things that people would try to limit you on. Do something that you really love, and you can do school. And I feel like that's a really tough thing for a lot of people to understand is that you can do other things while pursuing your interest. A lot of people are kind of set on, well, if I want to do this, I have to do this, this, and that. And I feel like no one person's journey is the exact same.
What are 3 non-negotiable habits that you have as a Division I football player?
But like Discipline for sure. It's a huge factor in everything you do. You have to be disciplined if you want to be great at it. A lot of people get stuck up on the boring and they just figure out like, I don't want to do this anymore. And definitely optimism. Like I said, it's a huge thing in my life personally. Is you have to be optimistic, and whether it be in life, you might lose a job, or you might lose a family member, or on the field where you mess up a play, but then you have to be optimistic about it and realize that hey, I can make that up. And then my last step is just, like, have fun. A lot of people, like you said, they get stuck in their own heads and things start to turn out negative, and they just can't be grateful for what they have. You're not able to look at what you've done and the people around you and be happy about that because you're so stuck in your head mentally that you can't really enjoy anything.
Three tremendous habits that I believe contributed to you leaving high school early. Can you share part of that journey?
I feel like it's the exact same. I've always wanted to apply myself and kind of stick out. I don't want to be like anyone else. It wasn't very challenging to graduate early, and anyone can do it, honestly. All you have to do is go to your counselor, take like a few extra classes, and it might get overwhelming at some points, but then again, it's like you're going to put yourself ahead. So the risk to reward ratio is definitely worth it.
And how do you feel like it's going to benefit you this coming year?
I feel like it's gonna benefit me tenfold. I mean, just getting there with the guys, building relationships, that's already a benefit as well. Being able to hang out with my friend in his apartment or hang out with the guys at a basketball game, building that relationship and that chemistry, it's definitely a huge thing, along with getting into college earlier than the average freshman, and going to those practices, getting used to college workouts, college lift, just the way that college coaches talk to you, along with balancing pulling football with a less vigorous schedule. I mean, whenever the freshmen come in the summer, you're going right at it, and the school's not involved until we get into the season. So you're adding going at it with the season to school to a new freshman. That can be a lot to balance. So I'm really blessed and glad that I had graduated early to kind of get this head start.
Hey, quick pause. If this conversation is providing you value, please take literally 5 seconds and hit that follow or subscribe button on your app. This is the best way to make sure that you don't miss any value from future episodes. Now back to the conversation. And you're definitely giving yourself an edge on the competition. A question from the mental side of performance. What if you just fumbled in front of your family during a big game? What is your reset before you head out for the next play?
Usually, I actually forget that my family's there, so I don't really think about anyone in the stands while I'm playing. My mom asks me when I score if I heard her yell my name, and a lot of the times I just say, "Yeah." Like they say 80% of the game is mental, 20% is physical. So a lot of it's in your head, and if I fumble, it's just, "Okay, well, next play." Can't be mad at anybody else but yourself when you mess up. I like to apologize to the offense and say, "Oh, my bad, y'all, but we're gonna get it next time." And a lot of the times, you get a great response from them because hey, you're a leader on the team, and even you can fail, and then you can take accountability for your failure. So I feel like that brings the squad together, and then they just want to go out that next drive and score a touchdown.
That's funny that you bring that up about not even being able to hear people when you're in the game. I remember hearing an interview from Terrell Davis, the running back from the Broncos in the 90s. He talked about not hearing anybody in the stands, and he thought everybody had that same experience during the game. And he was shocked to hear that some people do get caught up in the noise and the fans and who's cheering and specific voices and so on and so forth.
It definitely helps to have three little brothers, so I'm really good at tuning out a noise.
If you were to put one sentence on a billboard for every athlete at Reed High School to see, what would that sentence be?
I think probably just do you. Personally, I feel like a lot of people get caught up in what other guys are doing. It was a hard thing for me early on. I would see so and so got an offer, and I'd be like, "Dang, how'd so and so got an offer when I did this and this to him?" And so and so committed here, and I'm like, "Dang, how did he commit here?" And I'd text my trainer, and he's a really good trainer, Lim Adams, a Game Fit Zach. And I messaged him about this guy, and I said, "Dang, how did he get an offer? Like, I don't understand this. I feel like I'm a better athlete than this guy." And then he just told me like, "Hey, like that guy is a good athlete. You can't discredit him." you're just gonna have to do you. Like, you can't be fixated on these other people because at the end of the day, they're not gonna help you get be it's gonna be yourself.
Yeah, that seems like a large trap and a very common trap these days is comparison. And you see it not only in sports, you see it outside of sports as well. It's very easy to see somebody on social media and they post their highlights, and you get caught in the trap of all sorts of different snowball effects that our mind thinks of. So I can relate very much, man. So outside of football, what's something very few people know about you?
I feel like I'm a completely different person outside of football. Like the person that you see on the field and the person you see, I guess, like walking their dog or with their family, it's not the same person. But I feel like I don't know. I play video games, watch anime. I think I'm a pretty typical person.
Bronwyn, simple wins is more than just the scoreboard. What does simple wins mean to you?
I feel like every day is an opportunity to compete, and especially having like a mom that I do. She's very competitive, and that's been instilled in me as a young kid from playing 1v1 basketball with her and her like elbowing and kicking to win. But every it's an opportunity to get yourself better. So a win could just be waking up on time, getting somewhere early, and getting some extra stretching in, doing really good on your lift, not failing anything, and having good form on your sprints, doing the best you can, like full effort, and retaining everything that the coach is telling you or at school doing all your homework. And I feel like that's something you need because if you can do those small things, then how are you gonna skip that and go straight to, winning games, scoring touchdowns, and then being a good person? It doesn't just you can't just start with that. You have to build yourself up. And I believe those small wins help you build yourself up every single day.
I agree 1,000%. And you seem to do that every single day and exemplify that in many ways. So, Bronwyn, you've got a big heart. I love that you're a family man. Obviously, congratulations on being a father. I appreciate your time today. Is there anything else that you think would help another football player along their journey?
Like I said, everyone's journey is different. You can't compare yourself to me. You can't compare yourself to anyone else. And don't put your feet into their shoes. Like, your shoes are there for you to fill. All I can say for any athlete that's wanting to go anywhere with their life, everyone's journey is different, and you have to take pride in that. A lot of people want to be like Mike, but not everybody's like that. You have to you're yourself. All I can say is just everyone's journey is different, and you can't just replicate that. Like, it's unique. It's unique for a reason.
Bronwyn, we appreciate your time today and we appreciate all the wisdom you shared.
Thank you.
I have one final question for you. Who else would benefit from listening to this conversation? If you have someone in mind, go ahead and share the episode with them right now. If you don't think of anyone immediately, go ahead and leave us a review on whatever platform you're on so people just like you can find the episode. Thank you for your time. Stay strong.